Well, the 2015-2016 EPL started today. Let's join Ayotunde Balogun for the rest of the day's sports news.
Right, it's time now for some sports news. Well, the 2015 Special Olympics World Summer Games featured about 6,500 athletes with intellectual disabilities from 165 countries. This special report chronicles Nigeria's outing in Los Angeles, as well as the importance of social inclusion for people with special needs.
The 2015 Special Olympics may have come and gone, but the memories for Nigeria's contingent to the Games could last a lifetime. Team Nigeria thrilled with impressive performances in various Olympic-style sports, culminating in multiple gold, silver and bronze medals for the country.
Winning the gold medal with a time of 2 minutes, 38.19 seconds, representing Special Olympics Nigeria. Treasure these outstanding athletes in the 4x25 freestyle relay.
Away from the sporting action, several athletes, including Nigeria's Chidalu Onwuze, also experienced life-changing moments.
Chidalu and her team from Nigeria. For the first time, she heard sound.
Yes, returning home with tales of successes may be laudable, but beyond this, steps must be taken to ensure that these athletes do not return to obscurity.
We need to take this with us. Every single one of us needs to take it with us with a message, right? And the message is that we need inclusion, full inclusion for our athletes and for people with intellectual disabilities all over the world.
Well, the message to the government of our country is a measure of inclusion to the people who are challenged.
We've shown the world that, there's ability in disability, and so it was a great experience. We had a nice Nigerian community coming to watch all our events, so we had support. It was so much fun.
It is important that people with special needs continue to get equal opportunities to reach for their dreams, just like everyone else.
Well, Tanzania have picked 5 overseas professionals who will train in Turkey ahead of next month's AFCON qualifier against Nigeria. The 29-man squad is dominated by players from the Tanzanian Premier League champions Azam FC. The coach of the national team of Tanzania will open training camp next week in Dar es Salaam, the country's capital. Manchester United held on to start their season with a 1-0 win against Tottenham Hotspur thanks to Kyle Walker's early own goal. Watford held host Everton to a 2-2 draw. Leicester saw their winning campaign begin with a 4-2 victory against Sunderland. That's for Claudio Ranieri's tenure starting. Well, Crystal Palace and Norwich, the game ended in a 3-1 victory for Palace, while Chelsea, the English Premier League champions, were held to a 2-2 draw against Swansea City at Stamford Bridge. Well, that'll be it in the sports news. The news at 10 continues in a moment.
A Rwandan soldier serving as a peacekeeper in the Central African Republic capital, Bonji, has shot and killed 4 colleagues and injured 8 others and killed himself. The Rwandan Defense Ministry suspects terrorism without ruling out mental illness as a cause of action. Meanwhile, investigation has commenced to determine what went wrong. A Rwandan military spokesman has called the incident deplorable. The growth from a life of slum into a first world nation is one of the major reasons why Singaporeans are celebrating their Golden Jubilee. The citizens who now appear to have a comfortable life in the Green City are worried about the sustainability of their modernization drive. Our correspondent, Tempo Ashaju, reports on the expectations of the people.
Singapore is one of the world's major commercial hubs and the fourth largest financial center globally. After years of colonization by Britain, the country became independent in 1963, growing through integrations with other British territories until its secession decision was actualized. Recognized for international rankings in standards of living, education, healthcare, and economic competitiveness, Singaporeans have more than these reasons to celebrate their 50th anniversary.
I feel excited, yeah. It's quite young, but it's exciting.
You know, what the government has done, it's created a fabulous place, very safe, very clean, very friendly, and it's a real pleasure to be here.
It feels so good, and it feels like very safe to stay with. That's why I stay longer.
Singaporeans comprise mainly the Malays, the Indians, and the Chinese. But the older generations of this country are concerned about the future of this green and clean city in the hands of the next generation.
Economy recession we have experienced, but the young generation did not experience. The young generation now in Singapore are too materialistic, because their forefathers has created so much thing. They are taking, although it is on the table for them. That worries me.
As you know, the generation nowadays, when they're open to all the internet, you know, they learn anything from the net, you know, sometimes they teach all the bad things, you know. We want our kid to be like us, focus.
I don't know, there's no quick and fast answer. I think everyone learns as they go along. No one's perfect. And I think they can make it if they're innovative and if they are quick to respond to the changes in the...
Nigeria is intensifying its bilateral trade with the Southeast Asian nation through fora on economic affiliation. Nigeria's High Commissioner to Singapore, Mrs. Nonye Raji-Sokbara, says the country is worthy of emulation.
If I look at Singapore and I look at Nigeria, I'm seeing that Singapore didn't have nothing to become where they are. We have everything, and this is where we are. We continue to look for ways to move Nigeria from the third world to the fourth. So if Singapore did it, I think we can even do better.
As an immigrant country with 3.4 million citizens and 2.1 million foreign nationals, Singapore, with a AAA economic rating, remains one of the most globalized nations in the world. And plans are on to make life even more comfortable for its citizens. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News, Singapore.
And the main news again. Chief of Air Staff has said that more platforms will be deployed to the northeast next week as the military steps up the fight against insurgents. The presidency has reiterated the federal government's readiness to begin negotiation with Boko Haram only if genuine representatives of the group are identified. And a Rwandan soldier serving with the UN peacekeeping mission in Central African Republic today killed 4 of his colleagues and took his own life. Well, that's it on the news at 10. Many thanks for spending time with us. I'm Harriet Agbini. Have a good night.